Hey guys, welcome back to RWBY-JPDE. When last left off, we ended up hanging out with Penny going to go get some groceries, and we ended up seeing something sketchy, which turned out to be Neo being bait for this creepy mafia boss. And later on, we finally realized what was going on, and Penny ended up getting kidnapped because of our stupidity and her own naivete. And afterwards, we're going to be having a nice little conversation with Janara. That said, let's continue with the story. Come in, Mr. Digabeus. Headmaster. Sorry for intruding, children. Miss Goodwitch, we didn't hear you come in. I guess we're a bit too taken by cooking. How are you? I'm fine, Mr. Digabeus. The headmaster would like to see you. Me? Just me? Yes. Are you sure? You specifically asked for the leader of Team JPDE. I see. Jack is currently incapacitated and there's no way he doesn't know about that. So when he asked for the leader of Team Jade, I'm just gonna say Team Jade because that's basically what it's supposed to be. You don't say it JPDE, you say Jade. I would have liked for you to report a rescue mission in the Vytal Forest. Of course, Headmaster. What's his point here? We dropped in the Vytal Forest at... And that was it. Further details about the final part of the operation will be added on other participants. So, as I was unconscious at the time. Yes, you were unconscious after saving Miss Demaros. Yes. You haven't shared many details as to how that came to be, though, Mr. Digabeus. There's not much to tell. I almost died, but I managed to get through to her. Get through to her? Yes. I find that very difficult to believe, Mr. Digabeus. Excuse me? I was notified by General Ironwood about Miss Demaros' situation. She's one of my subordinates. As you may remember, so I was entitled to the full explanation. Her problem was degeneration in her aura structure, and consequently, all her other functions. She wasn't simply possessed. It wasn't a matter of fighting for control with someone else. She was a captive in her own body. At the same time, degeneration was going. Without specific equipment, there was no way to help her in situations such as the one you described. Shit! But there's no way saying that she got help on the airship would have filled as an explanation anyway. Except one, which so far has been known as a complete impossibility. And what's that, Osborne? I have to give him something. Not give him everything. I guess the cat's out of the bag. So, your semblance allows you to share aura with others. Not only that, it allows me to copy their semblances, so to speak. A powerful ability. Not in full, just a lesser version of them. But still, that's what it does. And nothing else? Yes, but I'm going to give you something else instead. It has 3 stages. I don't know what the 3rd one does yet. Your guess is as good as mine. I see. And this insight was provided to you by your fiery guest. Yes, and for you offer, I'm not going to work for you. I wasn't going to, Miss Digabeus. My roster is currently full. So Evelyn is still in it? You think so little of me, Mr. Digabeus. Honestly, I don't know what to think of you, Headmaster. Most of the action you've taken towards us has been antagonistic. People seem to equal parts dislike you and respect you. They may not always agree with your methods, but it seems they have value or reasons enough to trust you. Anyway, once they've known to them. An excellent summary. I can't say I would agree with certain actions or decisions, even if I knew about such reasons, but why not share it with others? Because more important than me finding allies, Mr. Digabeus, is keeping certain truths secret from the general populace. It actually works for the other way around, Mr. Digabeus. I trust people for them to partake of this knowledge. I can't share it willy-nilly so they can trust me. And keeping those secrets is more important than someone else's life? If it comes down to making those choices, yes. Because revealing the truth would case an even more massive loss of life. Why are you telling me all this? Because your presence in this school, Mr. Digabeus, has affected my collaborators. Starting with your own teammates, Miss Ivory and Miss Demerot had never been anything but excellent in their service. Headmaster, they're starting to doubt you because things you've had hidden from them coming to light. I didn't play nearly as big part as you would like to believe, but it was your presence that caused the individuals that could unveil the truths gathering to veil. Because after my life, Professor Osborn, that is not something I do willingly. Obviously. But they were the only exposed to it because of their ties to you, Mr. Digabeus. And in turn, your team has started to affecting others, or having others gravitate to you, further sharing into your ties. Again, Headmaster, I have been doing nothing to directly oppose you. I know, Mr. Digabeus, you've only been doing what you think and feel is best, but the reality is that as well as interacted as those actions may have been, intentioned as those actions may have been, they'll more often than not end up being in contrast with what I want, if not downright damaging to my own cause. The ties you've built with people around you in such a short period of time are so strong that you'll willingly risk your lives for each other. But more importantly, you give no regard to anything else in the service of that goal. Am I correct? Yes. You do not hesitate. What is it to hesitate about such a question? So no matter how the long-term ramification of actions you have taken, you still do it as if it's to save someone you care about. Exactly. No matter how the consequences, even if it may cause the effects that would affect the world around you, the very same world you live in. Any consequence I deal with as they come, being afraid of what may come to be is a valid reason for me to not try anything. It's not to try anything I can to help someone I love. Thing is, Headmaster, this is getting heavy and I love it. I chuckle and shake my head. I'm glad that we have overcome a little ordeal with deeper implications than I thought. I can help but agree with Penny. I too want to be close. Yeah, hold on. Eccentricities and all, I want us to care for each other. Because right now, they are... You speak of the world, but to me, they're my entire world. They're your world. I have no memory of remnants before I woke up. I didn't grow up knowing it. I have no parents, no aspirations for the future or dreams. No ambitions. I'm not a complete person at all. Right now, it feels like I'm just a passenger in my own life, going with the flow of everything that happens to me and playing catch up with the rest of the world. It's like I'm some kind of generic character in a story, made so that the reader can easily put themselves in my shoes. Alright, that's pretty clever, I'm not gonna lie, because this is basically a... If any of you have ever been on Wattpad, there's a genre called Reader, where basically it says YN, your name, and you play the role of the protagonist. I've been reading a lot of them lately. I've particularly been reading the RFIA, series, you know, the one with Hajime, you know, the guy with the metal arm and the eye patch. It's a pretty good series. I've also been watching the anime. I want to read the manga, but it's hard to come by in the shops. The only thing that gives me my life meaning right now, what started my life, is the first place. It's Penny and the others. I see. I once knew someone like you, Mr. Diabetes. Someone like me. Someone whose entire life was their loved one, and who, out of love and devotion, went to unheard extremes. You're talking about Salem, aren't you? You realise that, if anything, she's also a victim in this. You're both nothing but pawns in the gods of light and destruction's twisted game. At least the god of darkness was being, you know, straight with her. I wasn't trying to manipulate her. And technically, the god of light is just being a glorified man-child. Ugh. It really is pathetic. They end up damning themselves and everything around them twice. I see. I see that you have your convictions, Mr. Diabetes. That, paired with your unusual circumstances, forces me to now start considering your liability. And as such, at the end of the scholastic year, at the conclusion of the Vytal tournament, you'll be expelled from Beacon Academy. Like I haven't started thinking about the possibility already. What about the others? Miss Polydina will go back to Alice with General Ironwood and her father. And Miss Demerot and Miss Ivory, it will depend on them, but in any case, their attendance in Beacon Camp will also come to an end. I see. I'm sorry if I had to come to this, Mr. Diabetes. Sure doesn't feel like it. I guess this conversation is over. Not quite yet. If you please, a question. What is it? The young witch. I guess we could call her Janara, right? You stay the hell away from her. What about her? How would you describe her? I'm sorry? As a person, what is she like? What's going on here? She's a bit bratty, I guess. And she has a tendency to, when faced with a wall, to just hit it harder. Not exactly a people person. But ultimately, she's a good kid. She ran out of her way to help us, literally crossed half the kingdoms to reach us, all because she felt she owed us something. She's got honour. I see. Thank you for your time, Mr. Diabetes. You may leave. Good. Evening, headmaster. You're a fool, Ozpin. Try and destroy our bonds like that. Allow me to quote a quote from one of my favourite video games. It doesn't matter how far apart we may be, the bonds we share shall remain strong. Everyone's heart is connected by those we know and trust. As long as there's a bond we believe in, there are no barriers. You, me, and everyone else. There are no barriers. Isn't that right, my subscribers? If any of you know what that is from, congratulations, you guys rule. And if you know the quote, like I said, you guys rule. Seriously, what was that all about? I want to know as well. You going back so soon? I need time to think. Also, if what Evan says is true, maybe there's some hints in the city. I see. You should come too. Nah. What do you mean, nah? Even if I discover anything, what would it accomplish? I'm already supposedly being someone else, but with tits. No, focusing on those kinds of matters doesn't help anyone. It's not like I can go back. I think that the best course of action for me right now is just focus on becoming my own person. You had time plenty to do that. I haven't. I see. I'll be sure to contact you the moment I find something. Yeah, about that. How's he going to do that? I don't know. Oh, you're so adorable. I swear to God, if they ever bring Salem to RWBY-JPDE, I have a feeling that's what she will. That's kind of like what her chibi would look like, but except replace the little, sundress with the basic black dress that Salem wears. And I'll be honest, this is an adorable image of Janara. Makes me wonder though, like, how come none of Salem and Ozma's children looked like her? Like, because technically Salem was still part Grimm, and yet none of her children looked part Grimm. It was weird. I didn't sound like Scooby then. I knew it. Here. Don't throw things at people all of a sudden. Wait. It's one of those scroll things. Yep. Peek has reception, and thanks to your tender care, it has a functioning power grid. Thanks, Tysonia. Don't mention it. Think of it as a birthday present from Big Sister. I'm going to let you have this, Big Sister. Really? Yeah, it's a great present. Thank you. Even if I doubt you bought it with your own money. Ciao. Why did it sound like a rocket ship? So, what kind of person are you going to be, Titania? Well, we already know you got a love for plants. So I wonder how that's gonna go. Well, talk about a lazy Sunday, huh? This isn't fair. It was going to happen sooner or later, Penny. This is his school after all. I don't want to be separated from you. Not of you. I won't. Like, we're going to let that happen, Penny. Calm down. We're going to deal with this. But how? For the same reason why Osmond doesn't just immediately expel me from Beacon. First, there are loopholes in the rules he himself created and observes. And second, we have allies, remember? I won't accept this, Ozpin. I see you saw the slip. Your compliance isn't really a factor, Glenda. As headmaster, I can expel students based on disciplinary sections without your approval, but at the end of the year, it is my right to let go ones that haven't shown sufficient prowess in their studies. So you're going to use that lack of grades from the first semester? I will. Do you have any idea what you're doing, Ozpin? I'm addressing a liability in my own school, Glenda. So the great headmaster Ozpin is going this far as against a teen who only wants to defend himself and his friends? His intentions notwithstanding, there's an entire plate there's enough on the plate as it is, Glenda. But when is this plate going to be anything but full, Ozpin? Because while stopping Salem may be important, the rest of Remnant keeps turning. There will be no Remnant to turn if she gets her way. And if we're going to ignore everything else going on around us, there'll be no one left to turn with it. The Grimm, the Schneiders Company, Bandits, the White Fang, and now Peak. How many things was piled before we decide that Salem isn't the current biggest threat to life of Remnant, Ozpin? She got a point. There are bigger threats, right? You need to deal with the smaller threats before you face the big one. Like, seriously, it's not that hard to figure out. Deal with the smaller threat, then focus on Salem. And for God's sake, if you're going to use something, use the Relic of Creation to create something that can steal Salem's healing fact, her immortal body, or find a way to create something that can separate her soul from her body with a single shot or a single cut. I mean, come on, it's kind of obvious. Even though probably character in fiction that could beat Salem. I mean, the Ghost Rider, there's one, and the Dragonborn, particularly if he's using magic and his weapons and armor, but still, particularly if he uses what's it called, soul tear shout, because that can literally rip the soul out of someone. But still, what can you do? There'll never be a bigger threat to Remnant than her, Glenda. I won't be so sure, because technically the gods are. So we're at an impasse. as I was with Mrs. Diabetes. Yes. I shall act accordingly then. What are you thinking, Osborne? Never a bigger threat. I won't be so sure, Osborne. Like I said, the gods are a pretty big threat as well. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Except the matter with Janara and Titania. You sure it's not something that we should know about? It's not. They would have given us an advantage or reveal anything new about our enemy. Other than the depths of their debauchery as such, I respect their wishes of wanting to be the ones to reveal it to anyone else once they wish to do so. I'll trust you on that then, and thanks for the report. When do you suppose to rest? I am. Knowing that my partner has everything well in hand puts me in a required ease to recuperate comfortably. I dropped this into his lap on the top drop of a hat after all. I see. I shall leave you for your recuperation then. Thanks, Amber. Have a good night. What the? That's not good. What? What is this? What the? Amber! It hurts! No! Kenji! What in God's name was that? That did not look good. Amber. What happened? Oh, come on, don't do that! Give me a dramatic scene and give me this charming little wake-up music. Oh. Oh, that's different. Well, does it look good on me even with white hair? It still looks great, Evelyn. What she said. You look almost as good as me. Heh, you wish that were true. Heh. Glad to have you back, Ev. Let's go to class now. Monday. Day 127. Well, that was wholesome, despite how dark the thing was beforehand. Alright, let's go to class. What's going on? Grimnall increased by 5. What's happening now? Well, if nothing else, I approve of the image change. Heh. It's less of an image change, more of a return to natural look. It's like I quit using the bottle, you know? Well, nevertheless, where's the colour of purity, the symbol of a new start? Ruby told us you were in dire straits. Glad to see you're already up and about, Evelyn. Thanks. Can't believe she just up and decided to help rescue me without knowing what she was getting into. That's Ruby for ya. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. Whoa, Ruby, what's wrong? Ew, with everything that's been going on, I totally forgot to ask about that thing that happened. What kind of thing? So, a few weeks ago, I ran into your friend Bella. I mean, I guess she's not really a friend, but... Anyway, the red-haired girl I met on the day of the exhibition match, who called you Big Brother. Yes, I remember who Bella is, Ruby. Well, yeah, she had my mother's cloak and brooch. Your mother? Yes, her name was Summer Rose. And apparently, my mother saved her and her friend Thea's lives when they were young. That's how she got the brooch and cloak. My mother left them to her. Oh, that's... I don't know what it is. This is so confusing. It's cool. It's what it is. I have further first-hand proof that my mother was a badass. Was? Oh. She was a huntress, you know. It happens. Still, I never met anyone else I'd met her outside my family, and she was a very important figure in their lives. So, I know this is a kind of weak request, but last time we couldn't actually really, and I'll give Bella a call tomorrow morning. Really? Absolutely. I would never refuse you something that's important, Ruby. Thanks, Kenji. Ruby, you're my friend. Of course I'd help you. What kind of friend would I be if I didn't? Let's see, let's see, who should I call? Nora, Raven. Alright, first thing first, want to check something? No new message from Neo. So, let's do this Raven thing right here. Oop, nope, back up. My head is still spinning because of what happened with Raven. That woman is... I don't know, it's so confusing. Where is she? Oh, is she on? Alright, on one hand, I haven't... I mean, wherever I felt, it wasn't the same as when Bella... No. On the other hand, why? Why would she start talking about her past and a project and aspirations one moment, then try and give me a boner and a heart attack afterwards? And the other question. So, how big were they? Why are these two taking this so seriously? What are you talking about? I think Evelyn's referring to Miss Evelyn's memory. Why are you asking me that? Because we're kind of at a loss of what to talk about, and so we went with this. She didn't try and force you to do anything, did she? Well, no. And I doubt a woman her age with that kind of personality suddenly fell for you. Definitely not. And we don't have enough information to understand why she would want to try and, test how you'd react to close physical contact. No. I guess we don't. Hence the other most important issue. So, did you get a proper estimate of her chest size? And why is that a pressing issue? So we can predict if Yang's breasts are going to get any bigger. Why would you care? You are bigger. That's like the point, Kenji. We get to see if there are any other threats to the pecking order. Why is there a pecking order breast-based? Why not? I'm in favor of any system that leaves me with an advantage. So, how long you been there? Long enough to hear the inquiry about my mother's bust, which honestly makes my mood better. I think I've angst about it enough. I'd better try and laugh at it now. I see. Are you feeling better now? Somewhat, yes. I'm starting to metabolize the absurdity of it all, I guess, and honestly, there's a simple solution to everything. I need to confront my parents, which means I need you to promise me not to see Mom on your own anymore. Promised. What about your dad, though? Oh, that's been taken care of. The evening of the incidents. He's been coming to Vale. He's going to fess up and about everything, you hear me? Kinda hard not to. Fine. Want me to never make you angry. Anyway, Dad should be here soon. And after I'm done with him, it'll be time to confront my mother with the information I was withheld for too long. Good luck with that, Yang. Just, if I may. What is it? Maybe try not to be unfairly hard on your father? Unfairly? Is that what you mean? I'll try. But that depends heavily on how he's going to present himself to me. What are you hoping for? Him on the knees practically begging for you to forgive him? That's what it feels like. So, how did the trip go? Felt like a funeral march. We screwed up, Crow. Hardly. We all knew this day was going to come. There was nothing else we could have done. Did you bring the thing? Yes. Gods only know what's inside. But that's for Yang's eyes only. I heard that much now. Okay. That was dramatic. Let's see. I should probably tell Penny White has been not exactly asking questions. Okay. I want Fallout. Let's see. Still nothing with Neo yet. Let's see what's going on in Vale. If nothing, I'll go hit the gym. Oh, there's this thing here. So Yang got a call from Crow. Her father's ready to meet her. Okay. Do I have time? Nope. Alright, you know what, guys? I'm gonna end this video here because I feel like if I do it anymore, I'm probably gonna run out of time. So that's it, guys. If you like what's all, like, comment, and subscribe. Jeff, and I'm out of here. See ya.